Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In our previous video we talked about JPA and H2 database, and in today's tutorial I'm going to talk about REST controllers and data transfer objects. So let's get started. I have already opened my project in the IDE. Now I'm going to create a package for our controller. Let's create a user controller. Let's annotate our controller with REST controller, and I'm using request mapping to give it a prefix of API/user. The first method that I'm going to create is for creating a user. It has to be of type post, so I'm using post mapping annotation and I'm giving it the name of create. I'm using response entity as a response to this API, and this response entity is of type user. So if it succeeds, it's going to return all the fields of the user entity. I'm using request body to fetch all the fields of the API request, which is of type user. And here I'm checking if the length of the password is less than 8, or if the password does not match with confirm password field. So if any of this condition satisfies, I'm going to return a bad request. So here I'm checking if password is equals to confirm password, but I think I forgot to add getters and setters to this field in the user entity. So we'll do it now. Let's go to our user entity and add a getter and a setter for confirm password field. Let's go back to our controller. I'm going to return here response entity dot bad request dot build, and if the control does not enter this if statement, I'm going to make use of save method of user repository to insert all these fields into our user table. So I've auto wired our user repository so Spring can load it when it's needed. So I'm using user repository dot save our user. I'll return response entity dot OK, and I'll pass user as a parameter. Let's run the project. Let's open our Postman and try to call this API, and we'll see what we get. So I'm changing the method type here to post. I selected body and we'll use the API endpoint that we have defined in our code. So we're gonna need 3 fields here. The first one would be username, a password, and a confirm password. I'll use 1 to 7 characters. Let's call the API, and we've got 404 not found, which is because of the missing user before create. Let's run it again, and now we've got 400 bad requests, which is because the password does not match with confirm password. So let's make it 7, and again we got the same message because of the length of the password. Now it ran successfully, but the issue here is that we're getting password and confirm password in response, which should not happen because we don't want our user to get the password in his browser or any application he's using. So what we'll do here, we'll make use of data transfer objects, where we're going to define all the fields that we want a front-end user to see. So we'll go back to our code. Let's create a package for our DTO controller, and we'll create a user DTO class. Here we are going to define only two fields, the ID and the password. Sorry, the ID and the username. We'll go back to the controller and replace all the occurrence of user in response with user DTO. But before using this GTO, we need to copy the properties of user. So we'll use beanutils.copyProperties method. Let's run the project. I'll go to Postman and try to call the API. In this case, we have not received any password in response, which is correct. So we have got the desired result. Now I'm going to add one more method, and this method is going to be getUser, which will be used to get the user details by his username. So I'm using the same return type as before, but in this case we are going to use path variable annotation instead of request body, because we have to fetch the username string from the URL instead of post request. So I'm going to use find by username method from user repository. Now I'll check if the user object is not null. I'm going to copy the properties of this user to user DTO and then return the response. So we have to follow the same steps to copy properties from user to user DTO. We could have written a common method somewhere else to avoid the redundancy. and if the user object is null, I will return not found status. So I will use a response entity dot not found dot build. Let's run the project, and we'll go to the Postman and create a user. Let's change it to John. And change the type to method type to get. So we have got 404 not found, and this is because the username that we have inserted in database has a capital J and we were looking for small j. So to fix this, what we need to do, we need to append ignore case containing ignore case in find by username method. So this will ignore case while looking for a particular username in the users table. We'll replace here also. Let's run it and call it again in the Postman. I'm going to check with small letters first. Let's use capital J, and we have got the desired result. But there is still one issue. These APIs are open right now and there is no authentication involved. So we're going to talk about authentication in my next video, after which the user will have to log in to get the user details. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Have a great day.